And we're back to learning Photoshop in the year day 297. Let me show the Sharpen tool. It's one of these smaller tools that can be helpful, for example, in photo retouching. We'll find it right here where the blur tool is. It doesn't have a short key, and there's also a smudge tool. I'm going to talk about the other two in the next videos. We have a brush yet again, so these are the usual brush settings. For example, size and then hardness. So you can use a hard round, soft round. And you can use all of the brush presets here as well with the folder next to it. Let me just paint over it. I've got a copy here that I've created pressing Ctrl J. If I zoom out, you can see this has actually a huge impact. So when you do simple photo retouching and you want to kind of improve your portrait shots, just focus on the eyes a little bit, add some sharpening, and you can see this actually improves it quite a lot, even though it's just a small detail. Let me do it on the lips again, and this time we focus on the strength. I've got it set to 100%, and that's basically the intensity. And if I go over that once, it's okay, but the more I go over it with the left click drag, the more it looks totally unnatural. Let me actually copy this. So this was my adjustment for the eyes and the top one for the lips now. Let me set the strength to 50% and I go over this just once, and it has improved the lips a little bit. If I zoom in, you can obviously see that a little bit more. It's a good idea to start with a value of 50% or even lower, and then you left click and drag over it to intensify it step by step. One more thing to add here, when you overdo it, you can see it not only makes the whites very intense, but also these other color fragments. You can get a little bit around that using a different blending mode. For example, luminosity. This should leave you with mostly only the whites. So in some cases, it's worth exploring that and using a different blending mode. But for example, you've seen on the eyes, just stay with the normal blending mode. Do it once, go twice over it maybe with a strength of 50%, and then you should still be good. And the final feature here worth mentioning is the protect detail. It's a simply on and off checkbox, and this basically protects details as it says, and that's an edge preservation switch, you could say. So if it's set to off, the blur is applied evenly, and this makes the edges soften quickly, but it also makes the fine textures in sharp transitions get smeared. It's usually faster but then more destructive, and if you have it on, well, then Photoshop detects the edges and then contrasts the changes to preserve them a little bit. This reduces the blur strength though, so usually the flat areas, they get blurred more and edges blurred less, and this may make the results look cleaner, less muddy, you could say. A simple rule would be, if you want to use the blur tool for retouching and for realistic results, then set it to on, and if you're more using it for an artistic heavy blur effect, then turn it off. And this is how you can use the blur tool in Photoshop. Hope this video was helpful, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.